barrels per day.
190 to 166.
There's Apple's under pressure.
You buy stocks on Tuesday and sell them on Friday.
Market is as volatile as you'll ever see.
Traders saying this is the craziest day they have ever seen in these markets. Veteran traders saying they've never seen anything like it. The movement in oil.
Hello guys and welcome to Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the NASDAQ100 futures chart. Just before I start today's video, for anyone who's interested in joining my signal service, please do not hesitate to visit my website dailymarketmovements.com. I charge a very small fee of $29.99 and you can find this website link in the description of today's video. But let's talk about the NASDAQ100. The NASDAQ100, just after the open, actually was up around 2%, and we have since, cooled off those high levels, but nevertheless, we're still up roughly 1%, guys. So this is a very good start to the week. Currently find ourselves trading just shy of 12,700. I think the trading session lows was all the way down at 12,500. That, of course, is where we started off the trading week, and our highs were all the way up at 12,800, and we are still trading within my cautious box. That's this white box here, which ranges all the way down from 11,000 all the way up to 13,000, and I've said it now for a while, but I still believe this market has to go and hit 13,000 for us to go and test that 50-day EMA. What do I think will happen? If I had to choose, it'd probably be a rejection here. I think that we'll go and trade down towards 11,500, maybe even down to 11,000, but I do not believe we will break below 11,000. I've come out and said this a few weeks ago when we did bottom here at around at a temporary bottom, I should say, at the end of May. I said that I don't see us trading below 11,500 to 11,000. I do believe this is the floor, and this is as bad as it gets here for the tech stocks. Do I think that we're going to break straight above the 50-day EMA? I think it's highly unlikely, not until some fundamentals change here, and we haven't really had that. If anything, over the weekend we've had the fundamentals change to the worse. We've had Russia that has gone and it's gone and had a missile attack on Kiev for the first time in weeks. So that's not very good news. But I think some good news is potentially China reopening. I think that would be a huge boost, especially to stocks like Apple, for example, and Tesla. These stocks have big persuasion on where the direction of the NASDAQ100 trades. So that could potentially be a game changer for the NASDAQ100. And of course, if we did get any positive news with inflation, but what do we need for that to happen? We need the CPI index number to come down. And the good news is that on Thursday, we are getting those figures. So on the 10th of June, put it in your diaries, because that day is going to dictate where the markets trade for the next month. And that is the CPI index. The estimates are coming in at 8.1%. If a reading comes in lower than 8.1%, that should be seen as a huge positive for the markets, and we could potentially see that market break above the 50-day EMA. But vice versa, if we get a reading that's much higher than 8.1% and suggests that inflation in fact hasn't peaked yet and still getting worse, then we could easily see this market return back down towards that 11,500, but maybe even fresh lows down at 11,000. So it's all about Thursday. I think if we can build up towards that 50-day EMA going into Thursday's print, that will be very positive, because if we do get a good number and a number that tells us that perhaps inflation has peaked here up at around 8%, then that's what could potentially send the market flying above the 50-day EMA, and enough shrink with it to go and perhaps go and target 200-day EMA, which is all the way up at 14,000 in the upcoming weeks and months. So that's the game plan for this week. It's all about that Thursday CPI reading. That's what I've got my eyes on.
500,000 barrels per day.
190 to 166.
There's Apple's under pressure.
You buy stocks on Tuesday and sell them on Friday.
Market is as volatile as you'll ever see.
Traders saying this is the craziest day they have ever seen in these markets. Veteran traders saying they've never seen anything like it. The movement in oil.